Hello everybody, this is BScat100 and welcome back to some more BlazBlue Chronophantasma Extend. In the previous episode we had moved on to episode 3 of the Six Heroes path, and we met up with Celica and Ragna. Unfortunately, Celica healed Ragna back up because she found him wounded, and Ragna had amnesia, and on their way to their destination, they ran into somebody who looks a lot like Jubei, but he goes by the name Mitsuyoshi. And Ragna is having memories of future events that never happened yet. This takes place at the current moment in December 2106, only 6 years after the Black Beast appeared. So this is about a century before anything else has happened. So that leaves a lot of questions, but apparently they are all on their way to Japan right now to find Celica's father, who was the breaking point in summoning the Black Beast? Question mark? Or at least that's what Mitsuyoshi says. So we're gonna pick up right where we left off and rejoin them back at the base of the mountain. If you'd like to see, leave a like down below, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe to me if you haven't already, click that bell so you're notified of everything that I do when I do it, and share it with your friends so they can join in on this adventure. Now then, thanks to Mitsuyoshi's guidance, they all made it to the port at the bottom of the mountain. The rest of the night was simple: find an inn, have a meal, and relax while thinking about the next day. With the cold breeze hitting her cheeks, Celica found herself on a small walkway.
The ocean. It's pitch black. But tomorrow the ship will sail, and then finally, I'll be in Japan. Finally.
Hey.
Whoa! You scared me!
To the voice that suddenly approached her from behind, Celica leapt a little and turned around. There, Ragna stood. Only the lights from the port shined through the pitch-black night, his expression unimpressed. His right eye still closed.
You shouldn't be wandering alone at night like this. You'll get lost again.
Well, found out where that animation came from.
Oh, come on! I won't get lost. The hotel's right there anyway.
Also, once again, Celica being adorable makes this picture all the better.
If it was anyone but you, I'd agree.
Celica pointed in the complete opposite direction of their hotel with a beaming smile. Ragna dropped his shoulders. Wondering why he made such an impression, she cocked her neck a little, but soon softened into a smile and faced the ocean once more.
What are you doing here?
Just wondering if I could see Japan from here.
Japan?
6 years ago, the country was obliterated as a result of the Black Beast, and the world's decision to thoroughly bomb the region in an attempt to defeat it. Its cities were razed, the soil and water contaminated by massive amounts of seether and nuclear weapons. Nothing could possibly still live on the former island nation. It was also home to Celica's father, and where he conducted his research.
You can see it from here?
I don't know. But I thought it would be nice if I could.
Say, all this happened 6 years ago, right? When your father's whereabouts became unknown?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't mean to be blunt, but do you even know if he's still alive? You may regret going there, if the answer isn't what you're expecting.
Ragna, you're really nice.
Huh? What the hell does that mean?
Because you're worried for me, right?
That's not what I...
In my family, all we had was myself and an older sister. My mother died when I was still young due to a sickness, and ever since then, my father stayed in Japan conducting his difficult research. My older sister was a mage like me, so she lived in a city called Ishana that was home to many sorcerers. She was a student of the Mages Guild there, and was even elected to be a member of the 10 Sages.
10 sages?
They're like the elite members of the Mages Guild. There are only 10 of them, you know.
Well, I don't really get it, but she must have been one hell of a caster.
Yeah, she was.
In response to Ragna's nonchalant words, Celica's eyes grew large and she smiled back at him.
Both my father and my sister are so amazing, I pale in comparison. I mean, the two of them don't get along, but to me, they're my irreplaceable family.
Family.
A few months ago, there was a person on the news who somehow survived the catastrophe in Japan and was discovered living in hiding after 6 years of survival. I thought my dad was long gone, but when I heard that news, I felt a glimmer of hope that maybe he's not. And ever since, I couldn't stop thinking about it.
So that's why you came all the way out here alone. Don't you think your sister will be worried?
Maybe. When I return, she'll be furious. But I couldn't just sit there and do nothing. I mean, he's my family. If you didn't know what they were up to, wouldn't you be worried too? If you thought they might be alive, wouldn't you search for them? I love my father and my sister.
I see.
Ragnar tried to make a smile, but there was something very empty and sad behind his expression. He raised his left hand and gently patted Celica on the head.
Alright, let's head back. I don't want you to catch a cold and miss tomorrow's ship.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Somehow, urged by that red jacket he wore, Celica follows Ragnar, looking back at the ocean only once. I'm almost there. That's what kept going through her mind. I'll be able to meet Father really soon. Or so they thought. Chapter 2. Or Chapter 4. What? Oh, okay. It's just Rachel. Shuichiro Ayatsuki. Why are we at Castle Alucard? And what time period is this taking place in? There, Ragnar and Celica sat on an extravagant antique sofa in a room decorated with more antiques, artifacts, and china than one can collect in a lifetime, but the air seemed somewhat dense between the two. Uncertainty is what was written on Celica's face. Ragnar somehow looked burdened by the task at hand. And in front of the two were 2 cups of tea, in again, very classy china.
I'm sorry to keep my guests waiting.
Wheelchair? Oh! Oh, it's Daddy Alucard. Can't remember what his actual name was. Oh, and a young Rachel and a young, Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You almost got it. It's in your head. What is his name? No. The man and the door into the parlor opened quietly, and along with the low echoing voice of a man, there was another man in the wheelchair that followed. Though the wheelchaired man was thin and worn, and age had not treated him well, he emanated a very high-class aura that made him appear to be part of the interior. Then he looked deeply into Celica and Ragnar's eyes, with his own deep crimson eyes. Perhaps the only part of his body that did not seem to age.
I believe this is the first time we've met. I am the master of this house, Castle Alucard, of the vampires. This is my loyal butler, Valkenhayn.
Clavis. Valkenhayn. Yes. When Clavis mentioned his name, the sturdy-looking man who pushed the wheelchair into the room took a deep and sharp bow. Continuing, Clavis looked in the direction of the young girl, standing on the other side of his wheelchair.
And this is my little girl, Rachel Alucard.
Yep. Soon to be the bane of Ragnar's existence.
How'd you do?
Rachel. It was none other than she who brought Celica and Ragna to the castle. Also, being very polite. But then again, this is probably before she got to know Ragna. We only need to reverse the clock a few hours.
Mr. Mitsuyoshi!
Along with Mitsuyoshi and Ragna, Celica crossed the ocean to Japan. Nonetheless, when they arrived where Shuichiro's lab once stood, they were attacked by a massive ether.
Mr. Mitsuyoshi, please get a grip!
This ether can take many forms, and this was clearly different from the kind in the atmosphere. It was none other than a piece of the Black Beast, residual ether left behind in its wake. Celica had no combat prowess whatsoever, and Ragna lacked a right arm. Mitsuyoshi fought alone as the two stood helplessly, but he was unable to land a single blow and was struck down. Even after the residual beast had left, Mitsuyoshi's beaten body lay motionless, his eyes closed.
Shit.
Mr. Mitsuyoshi! There's no point. Huh? Those wounds will not heal with your healing magic. It is a moot point to continue. But no! How pathetic.
You're Rachel.
Do not address me as if I'm a commoner. Quite déclassé.
Yeah.
How'd you say?
Do you wish to save that beastkin?
We can save him?
Why would I ask that question if the answer is no?
Because you're cruel? You're cruel in high class and posh, and you definitely enhance the stereotype?
If you can help, Mr. Mitsuyoshi, please do. I beg you. And you?
Huh? Me?
Do you not want to save him?
Obviously I do. If you know a way to save him, then spit it out already.
Well then, I believe there is a proper and an improper way to ask for favors.
Oy.
Fine, I'll say it nicely. Please, help save Mitsuyoshi.
Very well. Since you've asked nicely, I shall take you there. Take us where? My house, obviously.
Good, here we go.
Is Mr. Mitsuyoshi going to be okay?
Don't worry. He looks in bad condition, but it's no longer life-threatening. He's resting in the room to the back. I'm sure he'll wake soon.
I see. Thank goodness.
Man, he gave us a real scare there. I guess Beastkin are really tough cookies.
Relieved by the news, both Ragna and Celica sink deep into their seats. Close enough. Seeing their relief, Valkenhein's attitude changes almost instantly. He furrows his eyebrows and stares at the two, as if looking at a baby.
Now, Miss Celica and Mr. Ragna, I apologize for bringing the two of you here into my quarters. Normally, I would have only teleported Mitsuyoshi here, but it seems Rachel has really taken a shining to the two of you.
Hey, Gramps. Just now you said you would have teleported only Mitsuyoshi back here. Does that mean you're the one who sent him after Shuichiro?
How dare you speak so brazenly to Master Clavis?
What, you got a problem with that?
What a feisty little guest we have today. Valkenheim, it's okay.
It's fine, he will never change. Not in the next century or so that he's gonna be alive.
Apologies, Master Clavis.
We were talking about Mitsuyoshi?
Saying so in a quiet tone, Clavis let out a deep sigh.
It is as you say. I gave Mitsuyoshi the orders.
But why? My father isn't doing anything dangerous.
You must be Professor Ayatsuki's little daughter.
Yes.
Fate has brought us together like this. Then perhaps I have an obligation to tell you what I know. Once upon a time, mankind excavated what we now call a cauldron. Today they are found in various places around the world. However, they are connected to the boundary. Humans fascinated by it soon discovered something existed on the other side. The Master Unit.
The Master Unit?
To humans, it could be considered a deity, so they created the Takamagahara system to manage the flow of information to and from the boundary, and attempted to make contact with the master unit. Shuichiro Ayatsuki was attempting to create a separate system, one that would replace the Takamagahara, something that could enter the boundary and even make contact with the master unit, the Kusanagi.
Why would Father do such a thing?
Now, that much I do not know. Nevertheless, his experiments went far beyond the knowledge mankind possessed at the time. That is why I immediately told Mitsuyoshi to stop the smelting process, but not in time.
And that's how the Black Beast appeared.
That is correct.
Did Father's experiments really...
Celica looked down, her tiny little fists clenched on top of her knees. She could not look up for a while. That was how heavy Clavis's words were.
Once Mitsuyoshi heals, I intend to send him after Professor Ayatsuki once more. What you two decide to do is up to you. However, I suggest you get some rest. I shall have Valkenheim prepare a room and meal for you. You must cherish your youth while you still have it.
Clavis smiled out of the corner of his mouth, and deep within his eyes there was a kindness. Ooh.
Miss Celica, please use this room. Should you need anything, please do not hesitate to ask.
Thank you very much. And I'm sorry for causing all this trouble.
I will pass your gratitude along to Master Clavis. If there is nothing else, I shall excuse myself.
Okay. I get it. I understand why it's just a shadow now. Or at least I think I understand. They didn't have enough money to actually... okay, that's a brave statement. What I meant to say is that, like, they didn't have a model for young Valkenheim or young Rachel. That's why they're both just outlines. At least, that's how I see it.
Oh, right. Good night.
Celica sits down on the corner of the bed in the room Valkenheim had showed her. The bed seemed to be made for a family of 5. Her entire body felt heavy and listless, the stress of the entire day hitting her like a truck.
Looks like I'm much more tired than I thought. I wonder if Ragna's okay. And how's Mr. Mitsuyoshi doing?
Mitsuyoshi's injuries would probably make the average man queasy. Celica excelled at healing magic since she was a little girl, and felt somewhat helpless by the fact that even her magic could not ease Mitsuyoshi's pain.
I really caused them a lot of trouble, but...
Celica falls sideways on the bed. The bed was fluffy and soft, giving its sleeper the sensation that they are floating in midair. Compared to the bed at the inn, it was night and day. Her eyelids began to feel heavy.
I will find you. I promise. So please, just let me see that face once more. Yes?
Snapping out of the daze, Celica slid off the edge of the bed and ran to the door that led to the hallway. She opened the door, which was not locked and unguarded. Which was not locked and unguarded, stuck her head into the hallway.
Oh, Ragna. What's the matter?
Oh, I was just wondering what you were up to. You know, you're surprisingly very normal.
What's that supposed to mean? Sure, I might not be my sister, but it's important to seek balance and proportions, you know? A man might not really understand this concept, but size isn't everything, you know?
Whoa, Celica. You were taking that way out of context.
I think I lost lost the thread to this conversation.
Yeah, I'm with Ragnar on this one.
I was just worried you might be a little down because of everything that happened today. I was checking up on you. You know, because we couldn't find your father, and there was everything that old man told you earlier. Despite all of that, you were very relaxed, which is why I said normal.
So, you were worried about me?
That's not what I'm trying to say.
Oh, come on. You don't have to be that shy. I know you're a really nice person.
So, what are you gonna do about your father?
Well, probably continue to search for him.
Even after everything Clavis said?
Shuichiro, oh, for fuck's sake. Shuichiro Ayatsuki was involved in the appearance of the Black Beast. That much was certain. But Celica nodded without a shred of doubt in her mind.
Of course. That's the reason why I came all the way over here in the first place. My father is my father. I'm here because I'm worried about him. Not necessarily to find out the truth.
You might not be treated so kindly, given what we know.
Even then, I have to find him. If he really did do something bad, then he needs to apologize. If not, well then, we need to explain that to everyone. I believe in my father. Even if the entire world is against him and says he did bad things, I will still say that I love him, that I wanted to see him so badly, that I was worried.
I see. Well, if you decided that's what you're gonna do, then so be it. I'll join you. If we've made it this far, I need to get one good look at your father before I go.
Then we get to be together some more, right? Yay!
Whoa there!
Why'd you dodge?
Because you keep jumping onto me.
Oh, come on! Who cares? We both need a friend here, so far from home.
Are you an idiot?
Like he was guided by some mysterious power, Ragnar put his hand on Celica's head, patting her.
Come on, you're not a little kid waiting for summer vacation anymore, so you should get some rest.
Okay.
Good. I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, Ragnar!
Hmm?
Thanks for looking out for me. I'm counting on you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ragnar.
Their interactions are adorable. Hey! There's actually a third chapter here. I had it in the back of my mind because we haven't really gotten anything from the Six Heroes Paths yet. So I guess we'll end it off here, and in the next episode we move on to Chapter 5, The Great Sage. With that, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.